Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to change everything you thought you knew about attraction. You might think women are all about looks, money, or status, but that's where most men get it completely wrong. If you've ever been frustrated, confused, or just plain angry about why the women you want aren't falling for you, it's because you're missing something crucial. Today, I'm revealing 9 traits that have nothing to do with being a model or a millionaire. These traits are so powerful that once you master them, you'll have women coming to you, chasing you, wanting you. And here's the best part. It's not about faking it. It's about transforming yourself into a man they can't resist. This isn't a trick. This is psychology. And you're going to use it to control how she sees you and feels about you. But before we dive into these powerful traits, I want you to do 2 things. First, drop a comment below and tell me which trait you think is the most important when it comes to attraction. I'll be reading every single one, because I want to know what you believe sets a man apart. And second, make sure to hit that like button right now. Not only does it help more people discover this video, but by liking it, you're telling YouTube that this content matters to you. That way, they'll recommend it to you again, so you can revisit these lessons whenever you need a reminder. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the very end, because by the time we're done, you'll have the tools to completely transform the way women see you. 1. Confidence without arrogance. Let me break it down for you. Confidence is the key to attraction, but not in the way most men think. It's not about being loud, obnoxious, or trying to show off to prove you're the alpha male. Confidence is deeper than that, and much more subtle. It's the energy you project when you walk into a room and know you belong there. It's in the way you carry yourself when you're faced with a challenge. Think back to a time when you felt absolutely secure in your abilities. Maybe it was at work or during a moment where you handled a tough situation with grace. Did you feel the need to shout about it? No. That quiet self-assurance is what confidence truly is. And here's the thing. Real confidence can't be faked. Arrogance, on the other hand, is insecurity dressed up in a cheap disguise. When you try to force confidence by boasting or trying to belittle others, people can see right through it. And trust me, women are repelled by it. What they're attracted to is a man who doesn't need to prove himself. A man who is so sure of his own worth that he doesn't need validation from anyone else. This kind of confidence speaks volumes without you saying a word. But how do you get there? It's not just about pretending to be confident until you make it. It's about putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, facing your fears head-on, and building your inner resilience over time. Confidence grows from experience, from doing hard things and surviving them. Every time you overcome a challenge, no matter how small, you're stacking up those wins and reinforcing that sense of inner strength. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude this unshakable sense of self, because it signals that you're capable of handling life and, by extension, capable of handling a relationship with them. Next time you find yourself in a group setting, resist the urge to overtalk. Let your presence speak for itself. Notice how people gravitate toward you when you're comfortable with silence and don't feel the need to explain your every move. Master this and watch how your natural confidence grows. Confidence isn't about shouting to be heard. It's about being so sure of yourself that people lean in to listen. 2. Emotional intelligence and empathy. Here is the truth. Most men don't want to admit being emotionally intelligent is one of the most powerful tools you can. have in your arsenal. We've all been told to man up, to hide our emotions, and be tough. But guess what? Women don't want a man who's emotionally unavailable. They want a man who understands his own emotions and, more importantly, understands theirs. Emotional intelligence is about more than just recognizing feelings. It's about reading between the lines and understanding the unspoken. It's about tuning into what she's not saying, but what she's feeling. Think about a time when you really listened to someone, not just heard their words, but felt what they were saying. Maybe it was a friend going through a tough time or a moment when someone opened up to you. That deep connection you felt in that moment, that's what emotional intelligence is. It's not about solving their problems. It's about being present, acknowledging their feelings, and making them feel seen. Now, this is where most men screw up. When a woman shares her emotions, they jump into fix-it mode. That's not what she wants. She doesn't need you to solve her problems. She needs you to understand them. Women are drawn to men who can sit with their emotions, reflect them back, and make them feel understood. It's rare, and that's why it's so attractive. Practice active listening. Next time you're talking to a woman and she's sharing her thoughts, don't interrupt with solutions. Instead say, "That sounds really tough. I can't imagine what that feels like." You'll be amazed at how much deeper your conversations will go. And when she feels like you get her, that's when the magic happens. The key to a woman's heart isn't solving her problems, it's understanding her feelings. 3. Ambition and drive. Let me make this as clear as possible. Ambition is sexy, but ambition isn't just about wanting more money, a bigger house, or a fancy car. It's about having a purpose, a mission, something you're striving for that gives your life direction and meaning. Women are incredibly attracted to men who have a clear sense of where they're going in life, even if they're not there yet. It's the drive, the hustle, the fact that you're working towards something that makes you stand out from the crowd. Think about the last time you set a goal for yourself and pushed yourself to achieve it. Maybe it was hitting a new milestone at work, getting in shape, or learning a new skill. The satisfaction of knowing you were working towards something greater than yourself, that's ambition. Women can sense when a man is on a mission. It signals that you're a man with direction, someone who won't settle for mediocrity. That's attractive because it shows you're not just living for today, you've got a vision for the future. Here's what you need to understand. It's not about where you are right now. It's about where you're going. You don't have to be at the top yet, but you do need to be on your way there. Women are naturally drawn to men who are passionate about something, who have a fire inside them that drives them forward. When you're working toward a goal, it's not just about the outcome, it's about the energy you bring to the process. And that energy is contagious. Set a personal or professional goal for yourself right now. It could be as small as reading a book, learning a new skill, or starting a side hustle. The point is to have something you're working toward. When you have a goal, you'll find that your passion and drive become more apparent in everything you do, and women will notice. It's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. A man with a purpose is a man shall follow. 4. Humor and playfulness. Humor is your secret weapon, but not just any kind of humor. Playfulness is what sets you apart. Life is tough, and everyone has their own struggles. But the guys who can make women laugh through the hard times are the ones who stand out. Women want to be around men who make them feel light, who bring fun and joy into their lives. If you can make her laugh, you're already halfway there. Think about the last time you turned an awkward or stressful situation into something funny. Maybe it was a joke, a light-hearted comment, or even just making fun of yourself. That ability to find humor in life's ups and downs is incredibly attractive because it shows resilience. It shows that you don't take yourself too seriously and that you can navigate life with ease. Women are drawn to men who can make them laugh because humor creates an instant connection. It breaks down barriers, makes you more approachable, and creates a shared experience. And here's the thing, your humor doesn't have to be perfect. It's not about being a comedian, it's about being authentic, being yourself, and showing that you can enjoy life even when it gets tough. Start incorporating humor into your daily interactions. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself or make a playful joke. When you show that you can be light-hearted, especially in serious situations, it signals that you're confident and in control. Women will gravitate toward that. Make her laugh and she'll remember you. Keep her laughing and she won't want to leave. 5. Stability and dependability. Let's talk about stability, and no, I'm not just talking about financial stability. Emotional stability is what women crave. They want to know that when life gets tough, you won't crumble. They want a man who is dependable, someone they can count on, not just in good times, but when things get hard. Think about it. What's more attractive than someone who has their life together? Someone who doesn't get thrown off course by every bump in the road. That's what emotional stability is. And it's a huge turn on. When you're stable, it shows that you're reliable, that you've got your life together, and that you can handle whatever comes your way. Women want a man who can be their rock, who can be strong when they need it most. And let's be honest, life is unpredictable. There will always be challenges. But when you're the guy who stays calm, collected, and grounded, you instantly become more attractive. Build stability in your own life first. Focus on creating routines that give you structure. Whether it's working out regularly, managing your finances, or sticking to a schedule, when you show that you're dependable in your own life, you'll naturally become someone women can rely on. In a world of uncertainty, be her constant. That's the kind of stability she'll never want to let go of. 6. Passion and enthusiasm. Here is the truth. Passion is contagious. When you're passionate about something, it lights you up from the inside out, and women are drawn to that energy. Passion isn't just about being obsessed with work or a hobby. It's about having a zest for life, a curiosity, and a hunger to experience everything life has to offer. Women want a man who's excited about living, someone who sees the world with enthusiasm and brings that energy into every part of his life. Think about the last time you were truly passionate about something. Maybe it was a project, a goal, or even just an idea. That feeling of being completely absorbed, where time flies by because you're so into it, that's what passion is. And it's magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who have that fire inside them because it signals that you're fully engaged with life. Identify something you're passionate about and make time for it. Whether it's learning something new, exploring a hobby, or pursuing a goal, make sure you're living with enthusiasm. When you're passionate about your own life, Women will be passionate about being part of it. Passion is what turns an ordinary man into someone unforgettable. 7. Mystery and independence. Here is the thing about mystery. It's a lost art, and yet it's one of the most powerful ways to keep a woman intrigued. Most men think the way to win someone over is to give everything up front, lay all their cards on the table, and tell her everything about themselves from the start. But here's the reality. Women love mystery. They are naturally curious beings. And when you give them just enough to be interested, but leave some things unsaid, they will want to know more. They'll want to peel back the layers and discover more about you over time. This sense of intrigue keeps the relationship fresh, exciting, and engaging. Now, mystery isn't about playing games or being dishonest. It's about maintaining an element of independence, living your life, having your own interests, and not feeling the need to constantly overshare. Women are drawn to men who have their own world, who are not dependent on them for validation or happiness. When you have your own life outside of the relationship, it shows you're self-sufficient. And this independence makes her want to be a part of your world, not all of it. Think about the last time you got really into a hobby, a project, or something that captured your attention. Did you notice how absorbed you became, how your focus shifted? That's the kind of energy that signals independence. You're a man on a mission, with your own interests and passions, and women can't resist that because it shows you're not needy or clingy. You're secure in who you are, and she has to work to uncover more about you. Maintain your independence. Keep pursuing your own interests and passions, even in a relationship. Let her come to you with curiosity about your life. Don't overshare right away. Give her the space to explore and uncover more about you over time. This keeps the relationship exciting and full of discovery. A man who is a mystery to be explored keeps her engaged. Independence is the key to maintaining that mystery. 8. Kindness and compassion. Kindness is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits a man can have. In a world where so many people are focused on themselves, being genuinely kind and compassionate makes you stand out from the crowd. But here's where most men get it wrong. Kindness isn't about being a pushover or letting people walk all over you. It's about being empathetic, understanding, and showing genuine care for others without expecting anything in return. Think back to a moment when you did something kind for someone without expecting a reward. Maybe it was a small gesture, like helping someone with a task, offering support when they were down, or just being there when they needed someone. That kind of selfless compassion is incredibly attractive to women, because it shows that you're not just focused on your own needs. You're someone who cares about the well-being of others. And that's rare, but here's the kicker. Kindness doesn't mean being overly accommodating to the point where you neglect yourself. It's about having the strength to stand up for what's right while still being compassionate. Women respect men who can be both kind and strong, who can show empathy while maintaining their own boundaries. Make kindness a part of your everyday life, whether it's helping a friend, being there for someone in need, or simply treating people with respect. These small acts of kindness add up. Women notice how you treat others, and if they see that you're consistently kind, it tells them you will treat them with the same care and respect. True kindness isn't about being weak. It's about being strong enough to care for others while respecting yourself. 9. Physical presence and charisma. Now let's talk about physical presence and charisma. Yes, looks can play a role in attraction, but here is the truth. Charisma trumps physical appearance every time. Charisma is that magnetic energy that draws people toward you without you having to say a word. It's in how you carry yourself, how you move through the world, and how you engage with others. Women are drawn to men who walk with purpose, who stand tall, and who exude confidence, not just in how they look, but in how they feel about themselves. Think about a time when you walked into a room and felt completely in control of the situation. Maybe it was the way you greeted people, the eye contact you made, or the calm confidence you projected. That's charisma in action. It's not about being loud or the center of attention. It's about commanding the space around you in a way that makes people want to engage with you. Women are highly attuned to this kind of energy because it signals strength, security, and self-assurance. But here's the catch. Charisma can be developed. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate by becoming more self-aware and improving how you present yourself. Start by working on your body language. Stand tall, make eye contact, and project confidence through your movements. Next, focus on your voice. Speak with clarity and conviction, and don't rush your words. Charisma is all about making people feel like you're in control, not just of the conversation, but of yourself. And yes, physical presence matters too. Taking care of your appearance, whether that's staying in shape, dressing well, or maintaining good hygiene, signals that you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, others will follow suit. Practice mindful body language. Start by walking with purpose. Stand tall, make eye contact, and slow down your movements. When you enter a room, take a moment to center yourself before engaging. Charisma is all about confidence and control, and when you exude it, you'll notice how people naturally gravitate toward you. Charisma isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about making people want to know more about you without you saying a word. All right, now you have the 9 traits that make a man absolutely irresistible. But here's the thing. Knowing these traits isn't enough. You have to take action. Start working on these traits today, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Whether it's building your confidence, becoming more emotionally intelligent, or finding something you're passionate about, it all starts with one small step. Remember, these aren't just tricks to attract women. They're habits that will elevate your entire life. And here's what I want you to do next. Comment below with the trait you're going to focus on first. Let me know what action you're taking to improve yourself. Then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in my next videos, I'm going to give you even more insights to help you on this journey of becoming the best version of yourself. And if you haven't liked this video yet, do it now. That way YouTube will keep recommending content like this to you so you stay on track. Remember, change starts with commitment. The only thing standing between you and the man you want to be is action. So go out there, apply these traits, and watch how your life transforms. She left, and let me guess, you feel shattered, lost, and powerless. But what if I told you that you could flip the script? What if I told you that you have the power to make her regret ever letting you go? In fact, not only will she regret it, but she'll wish she had never taken you for granted. Today I'm going to give you the ultimate roadmap to transform your heartbreak into triumph, to turn your pain into power, and make her question the very moment she decided to walk away from you. These 12 methods will change the game for you if you're ready to stop being the victim and become the man you were meant to be. Breakups suck, they hit hard, and sometimes they leave us doubting everything about ourselves. But here's the thing, feeling sorry for yourself won't change anything. If you want her to regret leaving you, sitting around in pain and misery is exactly what won't work. You've got to shift gears. Put yourself first and become the man she didn't even realize she lost. We're talking total transformation here, mentally, emotionally, physically. And guess what? This isn't just for her. This is for you. Because by the time you're done following these 12 steps, you might not even want her back. Number 1. Stop all contact. Go cold turkey. The first and most important rule is this: cut all contact immediately. This might be the hardest thing to do, but trust me, it's the most crucial. No calls, no texts, no stalking her on social media. You know why? Because the more you chase her, the more she runs. The more you show her you're still hung up on her, the more she feels validated in her decision to leave. By going silent, you're sending a powerful message: I don't need you. You're showing her that you respect yourself enough to step back. And that silence, it's deafening. When you stop being available, she'll start wondering where you went. You'll be on her mind more than ever before. Silence is power. Use it. The biggest mistake men make after a breakup is convincing themselves they can't live without her. But guess what? You can. Cutting off all contact is the first step to regaining your power, and it shows her you're no longer dependent on her for validation or happiness. Silence is the loudest message you can send right now. Think of it like this: the more you try to cling to her, the more distant she becomes. But the moment you let go, you create the space for her to realize what she's lost. When you cut off all contact, you're taking back control. Don't underestimate how powerful your silence can be. It forces her to question herself, her decisions, and everything about the relationship. You no longer need to be in her life for her to regret losing you. Delete her number if you have to. Block her if necessary, and fill your time with new activities. The less you think about her, the more she'll be thinking about you. Focus on removing all reminders of her from your daily life. Delete old messages, hide pictures, and resist the urge to revisit shared memories. You are moving forward, not backward. Number 2, transform yourself. While you're staying silent, you should be using that time to work on yourself. This is where you turn heartbreak into an opportunity. Start hitting the gym, change your diet, get in shape, and improve your mental health. Every time you feel that pang of sadness or anger, use it as fuel to get better, stronger, and smarter. By the time she sees you again, you'll be unrecognizable, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally too. Breakups can feel like the end of the world, but they can also be the start of something incredible. When she broke up with you, she might have expected you to crumble. But what if instead you became someone completely different? Someone better, stronger, and more successful than she could have imagined. This is your time to shine. Every day is an opportunity to level up. Whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, create a daily routine that includes exercise, reading, and working on your personal projects. Start learning new skills, whether it's for your career or just something you've always wanted to do. Be so busy improving yourself that you don't even have time to think about her. Consider taking on a fitness challenge. joining a new social group, or investing in a personal development course. Your transformation will become impossible to ignore. Number 3, adopt a Stoic mindset. A Stoic man understands that he cannot control external events, only his reaction to them. After a breakup, it's easy to let your emotions get the best of you. You might feel anger, sadness, or jealousy, but reacting impulsively will only make things worse. Instead, embrace a Stoic mindset. Focus on controlling your internal world, not external circumstances. This isn't about ignoring your emotions, it's about mastering them. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong or wishing things were different, accept the situation as it is. What's done is done, and your only power lies in how you choose to respond. When you show emotional strength and resilience, you automatically set yourself apart from most people who crumble under pressure. Your ex will see that you're not the man who's going to fall apart because of one setback. You've got bigger plans. Practice mindfulness or meditation daily. Whenever you feel emotional turbulence, remind yourself of what the Stoics believed. What's in your control is your attitude and response. Journaling can also help you reflect and stay calm. The less reactive you are, the more power you maintain in this situation. Every time you feel a surge of negative emotion, take a step back, breathe, and focus on long-term goals instead of temporary frustrations. Number 4, upgrade your social circle. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So take a good look at your inner circle. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they keeping you stuck in your old ways? If you want to make her regret losing you, start surrounding yourself with winners, people who challenge you, inspire you, and help you grow. Not only will this improve your life, but she'll also notice the high-caliber people you're associating with. Trust me, that stings. A lot of people get stuck hanging out with the same crowd after a breakup, and this often keeps them in the same emotional state. If your social circle isn't encouraging you to level up, it's time to find new people who do. When you start surrounding yourself with successful, driven individuals, you'll notice your own life begins to change. And when she sees that you're rubbing shoulders with new, impressive people, she'll realize you're moving into a whole new league without her. Start attending networking events. Join clubs or groups that interest you, and build a solid network of people who are going places. Your social circle should reflect the future, not the past. Seek out people who inspire you to be better, those who challenge your thinking, encourage your growth, and help you expand your horizons. Number 5, become unavailable. The more accessible you are, the less valuable you seem. One of the biggest mistakes guys make after a breakup is trying to be around all the time. They think if they stay close, she'll reconsider. Wrong. The less available you are, the more she'll miss you. Don't respond to her messages right away. Don't always be free to hang out. You have things going on. Remember, when you're hard to reach, you become more desirable. The moment you become unavailable, she'll start wondering what's going on. Where are you? What are you up to? Why aren't you replying like you used to? That's when the regret begins to creep in. By being hard to get, you become a challenge again, and suddenly you're back on her radar in a way that's completely different from before. Keep yourself busy. Make sure you have a life that doesn't revolve around her or anyone else. Prioritize your time and energy on things that matter most to you. Being less available isn't just about ignoring her texts. It's about actually filling your life with meaningful activities that make you genuinely busy. Number 6, become emotionally strong. Women are naturally drawn to men who are emotionally stable and in control of their feelings. If you're constantly showing sadness, anger, or jealousy, it pushes them away. Instead, you need to master your emotions. That doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means dealing with them in a healthy way. Seek therapy if necessary. Talk to a mentor or start journaling. When she sees that you're emotionally unshakable, it'll hit her hard. She'll realize you're not the man she left behind. You've evolved. Mastering your emotions doesn't just make you more attractive. It makes you more powerful in every area of your life. Most men let their emotions control them, but not you. You're different. You understand that emotions are fleeting, and you don't let them dictate your actions. This level of control sets you apart, and it's what will make her wonder why she ever left. Practice emotional control daily. When things bother you, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and respond calmly. Make emotional resilience your superpower. Every time you face a challenge, remind yourself that you have the power to control how you react. The stronger you become emotionally, the less power anyone else will have over you. Number 7, date new people. Here's where it gets controversial. You need to start dating again, but don't go out there playing games or trying to make her jealous. That's not the point. The point is to genuinely explore new connections and show yourself and her that you have options. When she sees that other women are interested in you, it'll trigger her deepest insecurities. But again, don't force it. Be respectful to the people you date and let things flow naturally. You need to shift your focus from wanting her back to realizing that there are plenty of amazing women out there who can offer you a better connection. Start dating again, not to fill a void, but to open yourself up to new possibilities. If she notices you're moving on and that you're a desirable man, it'll create feelings of regret. But remember, you're not doing this out of revenge. You're doing it to grow. Put yourself out there. Join dating apps, go on casual dates, and enjoy meeting new people. But stay true to your values. Don't treat anyone as a pawn in your breakup game. Keep it real and focus on building meaningful connections rather than getting into flings for the sake of it. Number 8, let her come to you. You've earned the work. You're glowing, growing, and thriving. Now sit back and let her come to you. If she reaches out, don't jump at the chance to see her. Keep your cool, respond politely, but remain distant. Let her feel the weight of your absence. If she really regrets losing you, she'll make an effort to come back into your life. But remember, you're no longer the man she left behind. You're stronger now, and you need to be selective about who you let in. You see, when you stop chasing her, you become the prize. She'll come to realize that you've leveled up, that you've moved on, and that you're not waiting around for her to notice. That's when she'll start chasing you. But by that point, you'll be in a position to decide if she's even worth your time anymore. The power has shifted. Stay calm and composed when she reaches out. Let her feel the shift in power dynamics. You're in control now, not her. If she wants back into your life, she'll have to work for it. But make sure you don't lower your standards. You've grown, and if she can't meet you at your new level, it might not be worth the effort. Number 9, live with purpose. Find your mission. Women are deeply attracted to men who are driven by purpose. If all your energy is focused on her, it shows that you're lacking in this department. Find your purpose, whether it's in your career, a passion project, or personal development, and make it the center of your life. When you're living with purpose, everything else falls into place. And trust me, she'll notice the shift. She'll regret leaving a man with such direction and ambition. Men with purpose don't waste time on things that don't matter. When you find your mission in life, you'll realize that your time and energy are valuable. And when she sees that you're no longer focused on her, but instead building something great, she'll start to regret ever leaving you behind. Dedicate time each day to your mission, whatever it may be. Let your purpose drive you, and watch how it transforms every area of your life. When you're focused on your goals, you'll find that everything else, relationships, friendships, success, falls into place naturally. Number 10, build a legacy. Think bigger than relationships. At the end of the day, relationships come and go. But what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Start thinking bigger than just dating. Focus on building something that lasts, whether it's a business, a personal brand, or a contribution to society. When you're working on your legacy, you'll become far more attractive, not just to her, but to everyone around you. People gravitate toward those who are building something meaningful. You're no longer the guy who's focused solely on getting her back. You're focused on building a life that's bigger than any relationship. You're working towards something great, and that energy is magnetic. When she realizes that you're no longer concerned with the small things, and instead focused on building something lasting, the regret will be intense. Set long-term goals for your life. Focus on creating value that extends beyond your personal relationships. Build something that makes you proud. Ask yourself, what kind of impact do you want to leave on the world? What kind of legacy are you creating for yourself? Number 11, embrace your freedom. This might be the most controversial one yet. Embrace your freedom. Society often pushes men to settle down, to commit, to fit into certain molds. But right now, you're free. You don't owe anyone anything. Use this time to explore who you really are, what you really want, and what kind of life you want to lead. When you embrace this freedom, you become unstoppable. And trust me, she'll regret ever trying to clip your wings. Freedom is one of the most underrated aspects of being single. Instead of seeing your breakup as a loss, see it as an opportunity to grow without limitations. No more compromise, no more being held back by anyone else's expectations. You are free to live your life on your terms, and that is powerful. Travel, explore, take risks. Live your life on your terms without worrying about what anyone else thinks. When she sees you embracing your freedom and thriving, she'll realize she can no longer hold you back. Number 12, be unapologetically you. Finally, the most powerful thing you can do is be unapologetically yourself. Own your story, flaws and all. Stop trying to be who you think she or anyone else wants you to be. The right people will love you for exactly who you are. And when she realizes that you're confident, authentic, and true to yourself, she'll regret ever letting you go, not because you've changed into someone else, but because you've become the best version of yourself. You no longer have to apologize for who you are or what you want in life. You are enough. When you own your story and embrace your authenticity, you become magnetic, People are drawn to those who are real. And when she sees that you're not pretending to be anything other than yourself, she'll realize what she lost. Take pride in your journey. Embrace who you are and never apologize for your growth. Live your truths unapologetically, and you'll find that the right people gravitate toward you naturally. By now, you've probably realized that making her regret losing you isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and letting her see what she lost. But here's the thing, you might not even want her back. By the time you're done, you'll have grown so much, evolved so far, that you'll attract someone even better, or you'll find complete happiness on your own. Either way, you win. If this video helped you, consider subscribing to the channel or joining our channel membership. Your support helps us continue to create high-quality, accessible content for as many men as possible. Whether it's a like, a comment, or becoming a member, every bit helps. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all here to grow and succeed together. Today we're diving into something every man needs to understand: how high-value men, not just any men, but the real deal, talk to women. Modern dating is full of confusion, drama, and emotional roller coasters. But here's the kicker: high-value men handle it differently. And guess what? They do it with the power of Stoicism. This isn't about playing games, trying to be someone you're not, or pretending to be cool. No cheese pickup lines, no fake confidence, just pure, unshakable power. I'm going to give you 10 critical ways to talk to women like a high-value man and master conversations by controlling your emotions. By the end of this, you won't just be a guy who women are interested in, you'll be the guy they're chasing. Modern dating is broken, but we're here to fix that. Stick around, and I promise you'll leave with practical strategies that change the game for you. Let's get started. Number 1. Calm confidence in conversations. Let's start with the foundation of being a high-value man: calm confidence. If you're reacting emotionally to every little thing a woman says or does, you've already lost. Here is a controversial truth: women are drawn to emotional control, not emotional chaos. In today's world, where everyone's hooked on social media validation and drama, men who keep their cool are rare, and women notice that. When you talk to a woman, never let her see you sweat. You're in control. When she tests your patience, when she's teasing you, or throwing some wild curveball your way, stay calm. The reason high-value men thrive in conversations with women is simple: they don't react emotionally. Women aren't just looking for someone who's fun to be around. They're wired to look for a man who can handle pressure. When you maintain your composure, especially in awkward or high-tension situations, you're telling her, I'm not like everyone else. I'm solid. Imagine a moment when you're out with her and the conversation takes a weird turn. Maybe she makes a comment that could throw most men off. If you stay centered, smile, and respond calmly, you've already shown her more value than any flashy outfit or impressive job ever could. When you're in a conversation and feel the urge to explain yourself, justify your actions, or react emotionally, pause. Breathe. Let your response come from a place of calm control, and watch how your words carry more weight. Number 2. Speaking with purpose. Here is where most men fail. They talk way too much. High-value men don't speak just to fill the silence. when they talk to women, every word has a purpose. They don't ramble. They don't flood the conversation with meaningless chatter. They speak when it matters, and they let the silence work for them. This is one of the most overlooked tactics in modern dating, but it's incredibly powerful. Silence, when used correctly, communicates confidence. It shows that you're comfortable in your skin, that you don't need validation or approval from her, and that's rare. In a world where everyone's trying to out-talk and overshare, a man who speaks with purpose stands out. Women are tired of hearing the same lines, the same compliments, the same old routine. Here is a practical example. Instead of telling her how pretty she is like every other guy does, say something real, something impactful. You have a really interesting perspective. He'd love to hear more. Now she's intrigued. You've opened the door for a deeper conversation, and she wants to share. Practice speaking less. Focus on listening more than you talk. When you do speak, make sure it's thoughtful, meaningful, and purposeful. You'll find that women respect you more when you leave space for silence. Number 3, emotionally detached. Let's talk about rejection. Here is where most men fall apart. They fear it, they dread it, and when it happens, they let it destroy their confidence. But high-value men, they don't care about rejection. Why? Because rejection doesn't define them. It's not personal, and it's certainly not a reflection of their worth. High-value men understand that not every woman is going to be interested, and that's fine. When a woman isn't feeling it, they don't fall apart. They smile, nod, and move on. Think about it. Why let one interaction determine your value? The truth is, women are more attracted to men who are unfazed by rejection because it shows emotional strength. When you're unaffected, you communicate that your confidence comes from within, not from external validation. That's incredibly rare today. Women are so used to men who crumble when they hear no, that when they see someone who doesn't even flinch, it makes them curious. If a woman can sense that rejection will crush you, she's going to lose respect immediately. But when she sees that you can walk away confidently, even after being turned down, it shifts the dynamic. You become the man who doesn't need her approval to feel good about himself. This is where you set yourself apart. The Stoic man is always prepared to lose, and that's because he's not emotionally invested in the outcome of a single interaction. He knows his confidence isn't tied to one woman, one date, or one moment. He's playing the long game, and women can sense that. Rejection becomes irrelevant because he understands the bigger picture. His emotional detachment makes him stand out, and suddenly the woman who rejected him is second-guessing her decision. The moment you show that rejection doesn't shake you, you've turned the tables, and that kind of confidence is magnetic. When you face rejection, don't react negatively or emotionally. Instead, smile, thank her for her time, and walk away with your head held high. This isn't just about being polite. It's about sending a clear message. You're not easily affected. You're someone who doesn't place your self-worth in someone else's hands, and that's powerful. Musical. Number 4. Maintaining composure in any situation. How many times have you been in a heated moment, maybe during a date or a disagreement, and felt the urge to explode emotionally? Most men lose their cool. They let the situation control them, and in doing so, they lose control over how they're perceived. But here's what you need to know. Composure is power in today's drama-filled dating world. The man who keeps his cool wins every time. Women are constantly testing men, pushing their emotional buttons to see how they'll react. The moment you get defensive, the moment you start losing your cool, you lose respect. High-value men stay cool no matter what. Even when the conversation gets tense, they don't break if she's challenging you. Stay calm if she's testing you. Don't flinch. You're in control. Women are attracted to men who can handle themselves under pressure. That's the mark of a high-value man. Practice composure in everyday conflicts. The next time someone irritates you, don't react immediately. Stay calm, give it some space, and see how much more control you feel over the outcome. Number 5, active listening. We live in a world of constant distraction, smartphones, social media, endless notifications, and everyone is always in a rush to say the next thing. But here's a fact that can completely change how women perceive you. One of the most attractive qualities a man can have is being fully present in a conversation. When a high-value man talks to a woman, he's not just physically there, he's 100% mentally there too. He listens, he engages, and he makes her feel like she's the only person in the room. That level of attention is incredibly rare these days, and because of that, it's incredibly valuable. Here is the reality: most guys are just waiting for their turn to speak. They're nodding along, but in their head, they're already thinking about the next thing they're going to say. But when you actively listen, without interrupting or mentally preparing your next line, you immediately separate yourself from the pack. You're showing her that you're different from every other guy she's ever spoken to. In a world where women often feel unheard, giving them your full attention is a game changer. And it's not just about nodding along, it's about making her feel like what she's saying matters. Maintaining eye contact, giving thoughtful responses, and even asking follow-up questions that show you're paying attention tells her you're invested in what she's saying. That level of engagement makes her feel valued and appreciated, and that's where the connection really starts to happen. Practice active listening by maintaining eye contact and responding thoughtfully. Put your phone away, resist the urge to check it, and don't let your mind drift off to what you're going to say next. Just be present. You'll notice how much more engaged she becomes when she feels you're genuinely interested in what she has to say, and it sets the stage for a deeper, more meaningful connection. Number 6. Stoic body language. Body language speaks louder than words. In fact, most communication is non-verbal. Before you even open your mouth, your body is already sending a message. And here's the kicker: most men are completely unaware of how much they communicate without speaking. The way you stand, the way you move, the way you maintain or avoid eye contact, these all send signals, and women pick up on them instantly. High-value men command attention not just through what they say, but how they carry themselves. Are you standing tall? Or are you slouching? Are your movements deliberate and controlled? Or are you fidgeting? Is your eye contact confident and unwavering? Or are you shifting your gaze nervously? All of these small, seemingly insignificant details make a massive difference in how women receive you, before you've even spoken a word. Now picture this: you walk into a room. You're not saying a thing, but because of the way you carry yourself, people take notice. This is the power of body language. High-value men know that their presence alone can speak volumes. They don't need to fidget. They don't slump their shoulders. And they certainly don't avoid eye contact. Instead, they stand tall, move with intention, and maintain steady, confident eye contact. It's like you're telling the world, I'm in control and I'm not easily shaken. Women are visual creatures. They read into these physical cues more than you might think. If your body language shows nervousness, insecurity, or lack of confidence, they'll pick up on it immediately. But when you display calm, aims, controlled and deliberate movements, they sense that you're confident, composed and completely comfortable in your own skin. This kind of non-verbal communication is immensely attractive. Here is another key detail: speed matters. Men who rush through their movements, whether it's walking, talking, or even gesturing, often come across as anxious or uncertain. High-value men, on the other hand, move slowly and deliberately. Their actions are measured and purposeful. Whether they're reaching for a drink, adjusting their posture, or turning to look someone in the eye, every movement is done with confidence and control. There's no hurry, no nervous energy. This calm, unhurried demeanor is a subtle yet powerful indicator of their self-assurance. Pay close attention to your body language. Practice standing tall, making strong eye contact, and moving with intention. Slow down your movements. Take your time and let each action be purposeful. By doing this, you'll instantly boost your presence and start commanding the room before you even speak. This will not only make you more attractive to women, but will also shift the way you're perceived by everyone around you. Number 7. Mastering emotional control. We've all been in situations where emotions run high, dramas pulling you in, tensions are escalating, and you feel like you're about to lose control. Most men fall into that trap. They get defensive, they lash out, or worse, they let their emotions completely dictate their actions. In those moments, they're not in control, their emotions are, and that's where they lose. But here's the thing: high-value men don't let emotions control them. They understand that emotional control is their most powerful weapon. Here is something you need to realize. Women are naturally drawn to emotional strength. They want to see if you can keep it together when things get tough. Think about it. How many guys do you know who react emotionally to the smallest thing? It's common. But when you're the man who can keep his cool, stay calm, and refuse to get pulled into the chaos, you instantly stand out. In a world full of men who crumble under pressure, you become the exception. When a woman tests you emotionally, it's not because she wants you to fail, it's because she's trying to see if you can handle the pressure. She wants to know if you're the kind of man who will stand strong in the face of emotional turmoil, or if you'll fold if you get emotional, react impulsively, or lose your temper. She'll see you as just another guy who can't handle stress. But if you remain calm, composed, and rational, she'll start to see you as someone different, someone who's in control no matter what. High-value men understand that emotions are fleeting, and getting swept up in them only leads to poor decision-making. The ability to detach from emotional chaos and remain logical is one of the most attractive qualities you can have. Imagine being in the middle of a heated argument, and instead of raising your voice or getting defensive, you pause, think, and respond calmly. That shows strength, real strength, and it's rare. Here is the harsh truth. Women want to be with a man who can protect them, not just physically, but emotionally too. If you're easily swayed by emotions, how can you offer that protection? You need to show that you're grounded, unshakable, and that no amount of emotional drama can knock you off balance. This doesn't mean you ignore her emotions, but it does mean you don't let her emotions become your emotions. You stay centered, you stay in control. The next time drama enters the conversation, whether it's with a woman, a friend, or even at work, take a moment to step back. Don't engage emotionally. Breathe, stay calm, and respond with logic, not emotion. You'll notice that not only do you gain more control over the situation, but you also command more respect from those around you. The ability to rise above emotional chaos is what separates high-value men from the rest. When you refuse to get sucked into the drama, you're not just protecting yourself, you're showing her that you can protect her too. And that's a game changer. Number 8, asking thoughtful questions. Most guys ask the same old boring questions. What do you do for work? What's your favorite movie? But here's the deal. High-value men go deeper. They ask thoughtful, meaningful questions that spark real conversations. They're genuinely interested in the person they're talking to, and they use questions to create connection. Women are used to surface-level conversations. So when you come in with something more meaningful, it catches them off guard. They're used to guys skimming the surface, never diving into what really makes them tick. When you show a genuine interest, it tells her you're not like everyone else. You're not just trying to pass the time or impress her with typical small talk. You're actually curious about her as a person, about what makes her unique. Here's why it's important. Asking thoughtful questions opens up a path for her to express herself in ways most men don't allow. When you dive deeper, you get to know her on a level that makes her feel seen and appreciated. And when a woman feels understood, she's more connected to you. She'll remember that conversation long after it's over, simply because you gave her the space to talk about the things that matter to her. For example, instead of the usual, "What do you do for fun?" ask, "What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't yet?" Or, "What's a passion you've had since you were a kid?" These kinds of questions make her think and invite her to share a piece of herself that most guys never ask about. Skip the small talk. Go deeper. Ask her about her dreams, her passions, or what really drives her in life. You'll find that the conversation becomes much more engaging, memorable, and authentic. Number 9, confidence without ego. Here is the thing about confidence. It's everything. But ego, that's a killer. High-value men are confident, but they don't need to prove it. They don't boast. They don't try to dominate the conversation. And they don't need external validation. Their confidence speaks for itself, quietly and effectively. This is the kind of confidence that isn't loud or flashy. It's solid. It's the confidence of a man who knows his worth but doesn't feel the need to advertise it. When you exude that kind of energy, women naturally take notice. You don't need to tell her you're great. She can see it in the way you carry yourself. One of the biggest mistakes men make is mistaking ego for confidence. They think that by bragging or showing off, they'll earn respect or admiration. But here's the controversial truth. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you reveal your insecurity. Bragging about your job, your car, your status, it doesn't impress women. It repels them. True confidence is knowing you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You walk into the room already knowing your value, and that quiet assurance is far more attractive than any boastful words could ever be. Women are turned off by arrogance. They can see right through it. They want a man who knows who he is, and is comfortable in his own skin without feeling the need to shout it from the rooftops. When you're quietly confident, when you allow your actions and demeanor to speak louder than words, that's when you stand out in the best possible way. Next time you're tempted to brag or seek validation, don't let your actions speak for you. Focus on staying humble, letting your quiet confidence radiate. You'll find that women are far more intrigued and drawn to your genuine self-assurance than any ego-driven attempt to impress. When you exude this kind of understated confidence, you'll command more respect and attention without having to lift a finger. Number 10. End with grace. Lastly, how you end a conversation is crucial, and it's where a lot of men get it wrong. Too many men overstay their welcome, thinking that if they keep talking, they'll eventually say the right thing to impress her. But here's the hard truth: the longer you drag it out, the more likely you are to make things awkward. High-value men know when to end a conversation. Great men leave the woman intrigued and wanting more. You don't need to force it. You don't cling to the interaction, beg for validation, or try to squeeze out one last compliment or joke to keep her interested. High-value men understand the power of leaving on a high note. When you exit a conversation naturally and confidently, you leave her thinking, "Wow, I want to know more about him." That's how you create lasting impressions. Ending a conversation gracefully doesn't mean cutting things off abruptly. It's about reading the room, sensing when the conversation has peaked, and wrapping it up smoothly. Instead of dragging on and hoping for a perfect moment, you create that moment by leaving at the right time. Think of it like this: it's better to leave her wondering about you, craving another interaction, than to wear out your welcome and make the conversation feel forced or dull. Women remember how a conversation ends. That's the last impression they take with them. So when you end with confidence, you leave her with a positive memory, and that's what will make her think about you afterward. You're not the guy who tried too hard or overstayed his welcome. You're the guy who left on his terms, gracefully and naturally. Practice ending things on a high note. Know when to leave and do it confidently. Smile, give a warm but brief goodbye, and walk away. Let her be the one thinking about what you didn't say and wanting to know more. It's always better to leave her wanting more than to stick around too long and lose the magic. So, there you have it. 10 powerful ways to talk to women like a high-value man by applying Stoic principles. Remember, it's not about what you say, but how you say it, how you carry yourself, and how you handle pressure. Women are naturally drawn to men who are in control of their emotions and don't let external factors dictate their worth. Be that man if you're serious about transforming your dating life and becoming a high-value man. Hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a comment below about which tip resonated with you the most. And if you're ready for more, check out our other videos on leveling up your mindset, improving your confidence, and living the life you deserve. Thanks for watching. Have you ever felt like you're constantly overlooked, even when you give your best? Do you wonder why some people effortlessly command attention, while others struggle in silence? Today, we'll uncover the 9 powerful psychological strategies based on Stoic teachings that, once known and applied, can elevate your influence and make you a priority in any room you step into. One of these strategies is so subtle yet immensely powerful that you might have been using it without even knowing. Through the Stoic lens, you will not only grasp more about the human psyche, but also learn how to harmoniously shift dynamics in your conversations, meetings, and even in seemingly ordinary day-to-day interactions. I urge you to stay with me till the end, because every strategy, every piece of this puzzle, amplifies the next. Miss one, and you'll miss the complete picture. If you're as passionate about personal growth as I believe you are, take a moment to hit that notification bell and subscribe. It's crucial to approach these strategies as tools for understanding human behavior and for ethically navigating social dynamics, leaning more towards influence and awareness. Are you ready to see what's been hidden in plain sight? Now let's unravel this together. 1. Cultivate an air of mystery. As humans, we're naturally drawn to the unknown, to riddles that beg to be solved. By maintaining an element of enigma about oneself, you compel others to seek you out, to discover what lies beneath the surface. This doesn't mean being distant or aloof, but rather choosing what to reveal and when. It's a delicate balance, sharing enough to engage, yet withholding enough to intrigue. Marcus Aurelius once mused, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." In a world where oversharing is rampant, going against the grain by being more guarded ensures you're not just another voice in the cacophony. It prompts those around you to listen when you speak and value your opinions. However, it's crucial to ensure this doesn't veer into dishonesty or manipulation. Authenticity remains key. Being mysterious doesn't mean creating false narratives about oneself. It's about mastering the art of timing and revelation. And as people get more curious about you, they prioritize your presence and opinion. Mastering this strategy sets the stage for an even more impactful one. As you continue on this enigmatic path, you'll find that making others anticipate your next move can be a formidable tool. It's not about playing games, but understanding human psychology and using it to grow. Harnessing this initial strategy is merely the beginning. The next strategy will introduce you to a concept so powerful, it has the potential to shift dynamics and tilt scales in your favor. 2. Use the power of strategic silence. You've been in those moments, a heated debate, a challenging negotiation, or even a casual conversation where words fly around like wildfire. It's tempting to jump in autos, to add your voice to the mix. But sometimes the most potent weapon isn't what you say, but when you choose not to. Silence, often perceived as passive, can be a dynamic force in steering conversations, asserting presence and commanding genuine respect. While many believe that being vocally dominant equates to holding power, it's often the silent observer, the one who measures each word, who truly influences the narrative. It's not about being the loudest, it's about being the most impactful. Consider the concept of pausing. When you hold back, allowing a momentary lapse in conversation or deliberation, you create anticipation. Others grow restless. Even anxious, they start filling in the gaps, often revealing more than they intended. This gives you the space to respond from a place of insight. As Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." By practicing restraint in speech, you become the orchestrator of dialogues, guiding them as you deem fit. Yet, strategic silence isn't merely about listening. It's about discerning when to interject, how to harness the potency of your words, and realizing the weight they carry. Each utterance should be purposeful, aimed not just at communication, but at influencing perception. Words, after all, are not mere constructs, but tools that can shape realities. A word of caution, like any tool. The power of strategic silence requires finesse. Overuse it, and you risk appearing aloof or disinterested. The key lies in balancing active listening with moments of calculated silence, ensuring your interactions remain genuine. Now imagine the immense possibilities when pairing strategic silence with another impactful strategy, one that promises to amplify your influence and ensure you're not just seen, but remembered. The benefits of mastering this next strategy: a heightened presence and an allure that few can resist. 3. Master persuasive storytelling. Have you ever found yourself struggling to get your point across? Do you wonder why some ideas stick and others fall flat? Despite their merit, the answer might be simpler than you think. Storytelling, before technology, before modern education, and even before written language, there was the power of the story. From ancient campfires to today's viral videos, stories have been the hidden force that shapes opinions, drives actions, and changes minds. Epictetus wisely noted, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." It's all about perception. When you frame your messages within a narrative, you provide a lens through which others can view the situation, guiding their interpretation and, in turn, their reactions. The beauty of storytelling lies in its ability to make listeners feel as though they're part of the narrative, evoking empathy and making your viewpoints resonate on a personal level. Imagine you're trying to persuade a team to embrace a challenging project. Rather than listing out facts and figures, weave a tale of triumph over adversity, of pioneers who faced similar challenges and emerged victorious. Draw parallels between their struggles and the task at hand, making it clear that the road might be tough, but the rewards, both tangible and intangible, are worth it. Suddenly, the project isn't just another task. It's a noble quest, and who doesn't want to be a hero in their own story? However, wielding the power of stories requires authenticity. People can sense when a narrative is contrived or when its sole purpose is manipulation. The goal is to find genuine connections, real parallels, and true emotions. This authenticity, combined with the craft of storytelling, makes for an unbeatable combination. One that ensures your voice is not just heard but remembered. As captivating as stories can be, they are but one piece of the puzzle. Our next strategy delves into a principle so deeply ingrained in human nature that bridging it can open doors previously thought locked. 4. Apply the principle of reciprocity. Think of the last time a small gesture made your day, a simple favor from a colleague, a surprise coffee from a friend, or an unexpected compliment. These moments, seemingly trivial, often linger in our memories. That's because they tap into a powerful force in our human psyche, reciprocity. It's that inner urge that makes us want to give back when someone offers kindness. Beyond mere etiquette, it's a fundamental part of who we are. Recognizing and harnessing this force can transform the way people perceive and engage with you. As the philosopher Seneca observed, "While we teach, we learn." This captures the essence of reciprocity beautifully. By offering value, insights, or even simple favors without expecting immediate returns, you plant seeds of goodwill. Over time, these seeds blossom into a network of individuals inclined to support, assist, and prioritize you. They might not even realize why they feel compelled to reciprocate, but that invisible bond forged by genuine acts of giving nudges them in your direction. Yet caution must guide this strategy. There's a fine line between genuine gestures and overt manipulation. The key is sincerity. When you offer assistance or share knowledge, do it selflessly. Authenticity shines through, and when people sense genuine intent behind your actions, the bonds of reciprocity strengthen. Conversely, if they detect ulterior motives, trust erodes, and the connection dissipates. While you contemplate this principle, prepare yourself for a profound introspection. Our next strategy nudges you to look inward, to a place often overlooked but immensely powerful. 5. Prioritize yourself. Ever noticed how some individuals command a room without uttering a word? Their very presence demanding respect. That aura, that magnetism, doesn't stem from external factors, but from within, from an intrinsic belief in one's worth. The cornerstone of influential power rests not in seeking validation from others, but in the undeniable act of prioritizing oneself. It's a concept as ancient as time, and yet, in our relentless pursuit of external affirmation, its essence often fades. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, said Marcus Aurelius. These words are a clarion call to look inward. By acknowledging and nurturing our self-worth, we inadvertently project an aura of self-assuredness. This isn't about arrogance or an inflated ego, but a genuine appreciation for oneself. Recognizing one's value, strengths, and potential. When you cherish and prioritize yourself, the world unconsciously begins to mirror that sentiment. Now, as you embark on this path of self-love, it's crucial to understand that this isn't about disregarding others or becoming self-centered. It's about balance, much like the principle of reciprocity, which thrives on genuine gestures. Self-love flourishes when it stems from authentic introspection and self-respect. By investing time and energy into oneself, be it through learning, self-care, or setting boundaries, you signal to the universe your worth. This, in turn, reshapes perceptions, making those around more inclined to value and prioritize you. Though prioritizing oneself forms a crucial pillar of influence, it's but a fragment of the vast mosaic of psychological strategies. As we inch closer to the next strategy, anticipate a technique that promises mastery over emotional tides, potentially making allies out of adversaries. 6. Genuinely listen to people. With so many voices seeking attention, a quiet strength emerges for those who take a moment to truly listen. Every individual craves to be heard, to be understood. By granting someone the gift of your undivided attention, you not only gain insights into their thoughts and desires, but also position yourself as a beacon of trust and respect. Epictetus once reflected, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." These words underscore the profound impact of active listening. While many nod their heads and wait for their turn to speak, a skilled listener absorbs, processes, and responds, making the speaker feel valued. This simple act, often overlooked in its potency, establishes a bond of trust. By making another feel acknowledged, you become an indispensable presence in their life, ensuring that you're seldom ignored and frequently prioritized. However, the art of listening isn't mere silence. It's an intentional process of understanding, of diving into the depth of another's words, discerning the emotions and intentions hidden beneath. It's about being present, both mentally and emotionally. As you master this art, not only do you become a repository of knowledge and secrets, but you also wield the ability to influence decisions, shape perceptions, and guide outcomes, all because you took a moment to genuinely listen. 7. Create a sense of scarcity. There exists an age-old allure to that which is rare, elusive, and momentarily out of reach. Much like a rare gem is more valued than a common stone, people too are often valued by their perceived scarcity. It's not about playing games or being deceitful. It's understanding human nature's gravitation towards the uncommon. Imagine you're at a gathering. Everyone's accessible, eager to share stories and be the center of attention. Then there's someone who makes a brief appearance, interacts meaningfully, but doesn't overstay their welcome. Who do you think remains a lingering thought in people's minds? It's often the latter. By not always being readily available, you create a sense of importance around your presence. Every interaction becomes a valued exchange, a memorable encounter, because they don't happen all too frequently. Marcus Aurelius once mused, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." This embodies the essence of scarcity. It's not about depriving others of your presence, but about valuing your own time, setting boundaries and understanding that every moment you give to others should be impactful. When people recognize that your time is valuable, they're more likely to prioritize and respect it. It's essential to strike a balance, though disappearing entirely can be counterproductive, and overexposing yourself can reduce your perceived value. The key lies in being present when it counts, making those moments matter, and then retreating to focus on yourself, your goals, and your well-being. 8. Acquire mastery over emotions. Every person, regardless of age or background, to a certain degree, is driven by emotions. They influence our actions, reactions, and interactions. However, few have truly harnessed the ability to understand and subtly influence emotions, not only in oneself but in others. This mastery, once achieved, can position you as an indispensable figure in any social setting. We all know that people tend to gravitate towards stability, especially emotional stability, through Stoicism, demonstrating the ability to remain calm, composed, and rational in situations where others might falter instantly sets you apart. It's like being the anchor in a stormy sea. Others will naturally look to you for guidance and, in doing so, place you on a pedestal. Remember, though, it's not about suppression, but understanding and channeling emotions effectively. Epictetus remarked, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This echoes the essence of this strategy. By demonstrating control over your reactions, you inspire confidence and trust. You also gain the ability to gently guide the emotions of those around you. If someone's anger can be pacified with your calm, or their sadness can find solace in your words, you become a beacon they're drawn towards. But this is no mere play. It's a responsibility to handle with care. There's a deeper layer to this beyond just exuding calmness. Learn to read the emotional undercurrents of the room, recognize the unsaid feelings, respond to them, and you'll find people becoming more receptive to you, not because you're manipulating, but because you're understanding and resonating with their very core. With the understanding of emotions now within your grasp, only one strategy remains. Can you guess what it is? You might have been using it without even knowing. 9. Be willing to walk away. There lies a subtle strength in the ability to walk away, to detach oneself when the situation demands it. It's not an act of cowardice or indifference. It's a testament to self-worth and the recognition of one's own value. When you are confident in your worth, leaving the table becomes a choice, not a reaction. Many associate attachment with care or commitment, but it can easily become a chain. By always being available, always bending backward, always saying yes, the value you bring diminishes. Others start to expect rather than appreciate your presence and contributions, and that's when the scales tip and imbalance takes root. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about being hard to forget. Seneca once said, "It's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more." That is poor. To be willing to walk away is to embrace the essence of this wisdom. It's acknowledging that there's richness in self-respect and power in autonomy. When people sense that you're not bound by desperation or neediness, they start perceiving you differently. They begin to recognize that to have your time, your skill, or even your company is a privilege, not a right. By mastering this strategy, you signal to the world that your presence is a gift, one that can be taken back any time. And paradoxically, by showing that you can walk away, many will want you to stay even more. They'll see the rarity in such strength, and in an age where clinging is common, your detachment becomes your crown. Harnessing the strategies discussed offers a range of benefits, and when applied appropriately, they can elevate your influence, strengthen relationships, and position you in a light where people not only prioritize you, but also genuinely value your company. However, a word of caution: as Stoics, these tactics should serve as tools for influence when necessary, not as mechanisms for manipulation or for mere attention. Authenticity and integrity are paramount. Using these strategies without them would not only be ethically questionable, but also counterproductive in the long run. If you found value in this content and wish to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Which strategy resonates with you the most? Which one are you eager to try out first? Let us know in the comments. Also, brace yourself for our upcoming video. It will not just be an eye-opener, it will be a soul awakener. Lastly, for more Stoic insights and valuable lessons, please watch one of the videos that appear on your screen now. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in a relationship, but it just doesn't work out? Maybe you've been told to be nice, to respect her space, or even to be yourself, only to be left confused, frustrated, or heartbroken. What if I told you that everything you've learned about attracting women is wrong? I'm about to reveal the truth, the hidden weaknesses every woman has, weaknesses they don't talk about but every man needs to know. Stick around, because this video could change everything you thought you knew about dating. Drop a comment saying "I am ready" in the comment section below if you're ready to watch this video until the end. Because trust me, you won't want to miss a single second of this. Let's face it, the dating game is rigged, and it's not rigged in your favor. You've probably noticed that the men who seem to have everything figured out are the ones who don't follow the rules. They understand something most men don't. Women are not the logical, rational beings you've been trained to believe they are. No, their desires are based on emotions. And the truth is, they don't even consciously know why they're attracted to certain men. That's what I'm here to break down for you today. We're diving into the 10 biggest weaknesses every woman has, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can exploit these weaknesses, not to manipulate or hurt anyone, but to understand the psychology behind attraction and use it to build better, stronger, and more meaningful connections. We're not here to sugarcoat anything or give you outdated advice. This is raw, real, and it's going to hit hard. So buckle up and get ready. Before we dive into it, hit the like button if you're already feeling the value, and make sure to subscribe if you want more deep and honest advice that actually works in today's world. If you're serious about supporting this channel and helping us continue to deliver quality content, consider joining the channel memberships. It helps us stay independent and keep making this content accessible for as many men as possible. Let's dive into the first weakness. Number 1, the steadfast man. Let's be clear about something up front. Women today are bombarded with options. They've got guys blowing up their DMs, strangers complimenting them, and dating apps offering an endless buffet of potential matches. So why do most men fail in the dating game, despite all these available tools? Because they're inconsistent. Most guys today are flaky, don't keep promises, and give up too easily. And you know what? Women notice this. Here is the brutal truth. Women don't trust easily. They've been conditioned to expect men to disappear when things get difficult, whether it's after a few dates or a few months. Most women are on guard because they've experienced men not showing up, not following through, and not being reliable. That's why the man who stands firm in his decisions, in his actions, and in his words becomes an instant standout. Being steadfast means more than just showing up on time. It's about embodying stability in all aspects of your life. You need to be the man who not only says what he'll do, but does it without hesitation. In a dating world full of flaky, indecisive men, the one who follows through becomes a lighthouse in a sea of uncertainty. Start by being consistent with the small things. If you say you'll text her later, do it. If you promise her you'll call at a specific time, make sure you're on the dot. Being steadfast doesn't mean being rigid, it means being dependable. She needs to know that you're a man who sticks to his word, because reliability is one of the sexiest traits you can offer in today's fast-paced, often superficial dating world. Number 2, confidence. We hear it all the time, confidence is attractive. But what does that really mean? Confidence is not about arrogance or being loud. True confidence is the quiet, unwavering belief that you are enough just as you are. This kind of confidence is magnetic because it's rare, especially in today's world, where so many men feel the need to prove themselves to others constantly. Women are naturally drawn to confident men because confidence signals security. Think about it. Women have their own insecurities. They worry about how they look, how they're perceived, and whether or not they measure up. When a woman meets a man who is unshaken by external validation, who doesn't need her to make him feel good about himself, it's like a breath of fresh air. That's why confident men stand out in a sea of insecurity. Too many men rely on external factors for their confidence, their job, their looks, or their social status. But what happens when those things are taken away? True confidence comes from within. It's about knowing your value, regardless of what happens in your life. When you have this kind of confidence, you become untouchable. You're not shaken by rejection. You're not rattled by setbacks. And you certainly don't need a woman's approval to feel good about yourself. Start working on your internal confidence by setting goals and achieving them, no matter how small. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. And remember, confidence doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're comfortable in your imperfections. Own who you are, flaws and all, and watch how women respond to that genuine self-assurance. Number 3, ambition. Ambition is one of the most powerful traits a man can have. In today's world, where complacency is encouraged and settling for mediocrity is the norm, the ambitious man stands out as someone who is constantly pushing himself to be better. Women are drawn to men who have a clear sense of purpose and drive because it signals that you're going somewhere in life. Here is the thing, ambition doesn't have to mean you're building a multi-million-dollar empire or working 80 hours a week. It means that you have goals. You're working towards something, and you refuse to settle for good enough. Women want to be with a man who is driven because it makes them feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. If you're ambitious, it shows that you're not content with just coasting through life, and that is incredibly attractive. But here's where most guys get it wrong. They talk about ambition without backing it up. You can't just say you're ambitious. You have to show it, whether it's through your career, your personal growth, or your hobbies. You need to demonstrate that you're constantly striving for more. Ambition is about progress, not perfection. It's about showing that you're always working to become a better version of yourself. Start by setting short-term and long-term goals. These don't have to be grandiose, but they need to push you out of your comfort zone. Whether it's getting a promotion at work, learning a new skill, or getting in shape, make sure you're constantly moving forward. When a woman sees that you're ambitious, she'll want to be part of your journey. Number 4, the bad boy. The bad boy. Women are drawn to them like moths to a flame. But here's the catch. It's not because bad boys are jerks. It's because bad boys embody traits that women find irresistible: unpredictability, mystery, and emotional control. The bad boy doesn't follow the rules. He doesn't apologize for who he is. And he certainly doesn't cater to a woman's every whim. That's what makes him so attractive. Women don't want a man they can fully control. They want a man who keeps them guessing. A man who has his own life, his own priorities, and doesn't revolve around them. The bad boy is a master at creating emotional highs and lows, which keeps women coming back for more. It's the thrill of the chase, the unpredictability, and the sense that he's slightly out of reach that makes the bad boy so appealing. But here's the thing. You don't have to be a jerk to embody the traits of a bad boy. You just need to maintain a sense of mystery and emotional independence. Don't reveal everything about yourself right away. Keep some things to yourself. Don't always be available. Let her wonder where you are and what you're doing. This creates a sense of intrigue and keeps her interested. Practice emotional control by not letting her dictate your mood. If she's upset, stay calm. If she's happy, enjoy the moment, but don't get too caught up in it. Bad boys are attractive because they're in control of their emotions and their lives. Be the man who keeps his cool no matter what. Number 5, ignored attention. Women crave attention. But here's the kicker. They don't value the attention they get easily. We live in a world where women can get attention from hundreds of men at the click of a button. DMs, likes, comments, it's all there, constantly validating them. But because it's so easy to get, it becomes meaningless. The man who stands out is the one who doesn't shower her with attention right away. When you ignore a woman's need for validation, it drives her crazy. She's used to men fawning over her, and when she doesn't get that from you, she starts to wonder why. She'll begin to seek your attention because it's now a scarce commodity, and as we all know, scarcity creates value. Women love the chase just as much as men do, but they won't admit it. When you don't immediately give her what she wants, whether it's compliments, attention, or validation, you're signaling that your attention is something she has to work for, and that's exactly what makes it so valuable. Stop giving women free attention. If you're constantly texting her, complimenting her, or liking all her social media posts, you're devaluing your attention. Instead, take a step back. Let her come to you. When she feels like she has to work for your attention, she'll value it so much more. Number 6. Pre-selection. There's a reason why women are more attracted to men who are already in relationships or who are surrounded by other women. It's called pre-selection. When a woman sees that other women desire you, it triggers something in her brain that says, "He must be valuable." It's the same principle behind why people want to buy things that are in high demand. If everyone wants it, it must be worth having. Pre-selection is powerful because it taps into women's competitive nature. When she sees you with other attractive women, even if you're just friends, it raises your status in her eyes. She starts to wonder what it is about you that other women find so appealing, and that curiosity makes her want you even more. This is why men who are already in relationships often have women throwing themselves at them. It's not that these women are trying to break up the relationship. It's that they're drawn to the idea that this man is desirable. And if he's desirable to other women, then he must be worth her attention as well. Surround yourself with high-value women, even if they're just friends. When a woman sees you interacting comfortably with other attractive women, it signals that you're a man of value. She'll start to see you as someone worth pursuing simply because other women already do. Number 7. Masculinity. Masculinity is under attack in today's world. But the truth is, women are biologically programmed to be attracted to masculine men. This isn't about being overly aggressive or domineering. It's about embodying strength, both physical and emotional. Women want a man who can protect them, lead them, and make them feel safe. Masculinity is about more than just muscles. It's about having a purpose, standing firm in your beliefs, and being emotionally strong. Women are drawn to men who know who they are and aren't easily swayed by external circumstances. They want a man who can remain calm in the face of adversity, who can make decisions with confidence, and who doesn't let his emotions control him. In today's dating world, most men are too emotional. They react to everything. They get upset over small things, and they let women dictate how they feel. A truly masculine man is in control of his emotions. He doesn't get rattled when things don't go his way. He remains calm, collected, and in charge. That's what makes him so attractive. Start developing your masculine energy by taking responsibility for your life. Stop blaming others or external circumstances for your problems. Be decisive in your actions. When you face challenges, face them head-on without letting your emotions get the best of you. Women want to feel safe and secure with a man who's in control of himself and his life. Number 8. charismatic leadership. Women are naturally attracted to leaders. This doesn't mean you have to be the CEO of a company, but you need to lead in your interactions with her. Leadership is about taking charge, making decisions, and showing that you know where you're going in life. Women want a man who can guide them, not someone who's constantly asking for their input or validation. Charismatic leadership is particularly powerful because it combines authority with charm. You don't have to be overbearing to be a leader. You can lead through your actions, your confidence, and your ability to make others feel valued. Women want to be with a man who knows where he's going in life because it makes them feel secure and excited to be part of that journey. When you demonstrate leadership in your interactions with a woman, she'll feel more attracted to you because she'll see you as someone who can take charge and make things happen. Leadership is attractive because it signals strength, confidence, and decisiveness, all traits that women find irresistible. The next time you're on a date, take the lead, plan the evening, make decisions, and don't be afraid to guide the conversation. Women are drawn to men who take control of the situation because it makes them feel secure and valued. When you demonstrate leadership, she'll naturally follow your lead. Number 9, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the most underrated qualities a man can have. Most men think that being emotionally intelligent means being sensitive or overly emotional, but that's not the case. Emotional intelligence is about understanding your own emotions and those of others. It's about knowing when to listen, when to speak, and when to give space. Women are emotional creatures, and they need a man who can handle that. Most men try to fix things when a woman expresses her emotions, but women don't want you to fix everything. They just want you to listen, to understand. When you can do that, you build a deep emotional connection that most men fail to create. Emotional intelligence also means being in control of your own emotions. Women don't want to be with a man who is emotionally volatile. They want someone who can remain calm under pressure, who can handle life's ups and downs without falling apart. Practice active listening. The next time she's upset about something, don't immediately jump in with solutions. Just listen. Let her vent, acknowledge her feelings, and show empathy. This simple act can build a level of trust and emotional intimacy that most men never achieve. Number 10, passionate interests. Passion is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. When a woman sees that you're passionate about something, whether it's your career, a hobby, or personal development, she's drawn to that energy. Passion shows that you have a purpose, that you're driven, and that you're not just coasting through life. But here's the key: you have to pursue your passions for yourself, not for her. Too many men make the mistake of trying to impress women by pretending to be passionate about things they don't care about. Women can see right through that. True passion is magnetic because it's authentic. When you're genuinely passionate about something, you don't need to try to attract women. They'll be drawn to you naturally. They want to be part of your journey, part of your mission. Find something you're passionate about and go all in on it. Whether it's your career, fitness, a side hustle, or a personal project, let your passion drive you. When she sees how dedicated you are to your goals, she'll want to be part of your world. So there you have it, the 10 weaknesses every man must know about women. Now remember, this isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding female psychology and using that knowledge to build better, stronger and more meaningful connections. The truth is, most men don't get this. They're too busy chasing women, seeking validation, and playing by the wrong rules. But you're different. You now have the tools to flip the script and create a dynamic where women are drawn to you. If you found value in this video, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which weakness surprised you the most. And if you want more deep, unfiltered advice like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to go the extra mile and support our mission to help as many men as possible, consider joining the channel memberships. Every bit of support helps us continue to create high-quality content that you won't find anywhere else. If you're ready to take control of your dating life and stop playing by rules that don't work, subscribe to this channel, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, and join the channel membership if you want to support the movement. Your support keeps us going and helps us reach more men who need this information.